Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thanks for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate it. As standard as that greeting is, you feel me? It's something that my mind really likes to tell my mouth to say out loud. There's just something about this part of my day that I really enjoy, even when I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, because after all, it is me and myself in my room in this broken phone that I'm trying to send messages. I'm trying to act like life is normal, but then like my phone is broken. So I'm like, okay, wait a second. It's very ghetto. You feel me? Like right now, it's like a whole thing. So I do hope that you guys are good. Tonight, I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about King of the Hill reboot. Because if you didn't know, now you know there's a King of the Hill reboot. They just wrapped up the second season, and um, with any luck, the season will come out, the first one, shortly, like soon, and then it'll be well received. And these writers can have another contract to do another two seasons. I'm interested in how Mike Judge is going to carry this out. You feel me? Mike Judge is one of my favorite writers of all time. I have an ongoing bet in my life with my roommate as to some plot lines or some storylines and plot holes in the whole KOTH canon. You feel me? So, Mike Judge, just know that in the future I will be paying handsomely to have a few moments of your time, just so that I can privately ask some questions as it concerns the King of the Hill world, the Beavis and Butthead world. I mean, like, and he's written a lot of other movies too. You feel me? Like, so including I think the Office Space, right? Office Space is a Mike Judge movie. So, yeah, and interesting. The movie or Beavis and Butthead, Highland High School, like the high school that they attend in the show. That's like a high school that's here in Albuquerque, and it's a high school that the creator of King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead, joint creator of King of the Hill, as I have to put an asterisk next to that one, and creator of Beavis and Butthead. But he attended a high school here, ironically, from Albuquerque, New Mexico, a high school that I really love a lot. I used to play basketball games there, and it was always the most exciting place to play basketball games. I had like the oldest gym, you feel me, like with real hardwood, and it was just a nice place to play basketball. Moreover, it was also a really nice place. They always hosted some really awesome speech and debate tournaments. True story, my first ever competitive speech and debate story, or my first ever competitive speech and debate tournament was held at Highland High School. And so I was about 14 years old rolling up to Highland High School, and that was the first event I ever competed in for speech and debate. It was that, I mean, to give you kind of some perspective, it was the first event of about maybe 100 or so competitions over the course of my high school speech and debate career, and that doesn't include all of the times that I got to go around the country attending um, competitions and stuff, where we'd learn a bunch of cool things and then compete with one another. And so just speech strategies and different ways to debate and stuff. It's all fun and games, but boy, I've spent a lot of time around this country learning how to do things. It's been really fun. So it's interesting again because we're, Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill, and that's what we're talking about. It's just that's really cool. That's a cool story. Like seriously, I love that school. That school is awesome. I had one of the best, maybe like as a junior or something. That was one of the best tournaments I've ever performed at. Anytime I went there, just because I had always remembered it was my first one. So like obviously my first tournament I did terrible. I didn't place. I didn't go to the finals. I didn't do anything, right? I just kind of showed up and you know, um really fell in love with competitive speaking. And so that was fun. And so yeah, Mike Judge. Anyways, King of the Hill is there's a reboot, and it's gonna be dope. And I'm gonna be watching it. And they've just concluded again, finishing the two seasons. So hopefully we'll see season one really soon. We know that Bobby Hill is a chef at some restaurant in Dallas. I've yet to see Hank, you feel me? We don't know what they're gonna do with Dale. And then obviously, Luann and her husband, both IRL and on the show, both, and IRL are unfortunately passed away, and we're all hoping, I guess, as fans of the show, that they do something with those characters that like is like acknowledges the fact that those two individuals, Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy, who voiced those characters, were a big part of the show, and that it's like cool to let those characters like be put to rest, because no one can bring back those characters, you feel me? Just so much as no one can bring back Dale either. So like I'm interested to see how they address the Dale situation, and he obviously is one of the main characters. I mean, Luann, and Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty were kind of supporting huge background, you feel me? But I don't know. Let's see what they do with Dale. Rest in peace to the three members of the crew and from King of the Hill who've passed away since the show's been on, right? I mean, seriously, the show is old. Guys, that show came on in the mid 90s. So, yeah, it's very old. I was just a little lad when that show, I didn't even know that show was like on or anything. I used to seriously change the channel when King of the Hill came on as a kid because it was a boring show. I mean, when you're 8 years old, Hank and Dale, it doesn't hit like when it does, when you're 37 and you really just find joy in kind of like low energy cartoons that talk about silly things that you have experienced. You feel me? Like, I don't know. So King of the Hill is dope. I'm looking forward to the reboot. This is what we talk about on Vlogs About Nothing. Sometimes it surprises my own self that we can get anybody to watch this stuff. I mean, seriously, 7 minutes into the video, isn't that the truth, right? But like, again, content creation is not like about more of what you say as opposed to like how you say it, like seriously, and being likable, right? And I hope that I'm likable to the point enough to where like you can laugh at me while I laugh with me, because my entire life is a joke. So I can't stress that enough. And it's going to be the ongoing theme from now till forever. I'm trying to do as little as possible, but I have a strange feeling that I will be, likely thrown into situations later on in my life where I'm forced to just work very hard. And so, so I'm trying to sleep a lot now. Trust me. I'm serious. Like I just hope that you guys, really find some kind of enjoyment from watching me absolutely stumble through improvisational speeches as I try to make 10 minutes for each video palpable. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it's like that, and all of this content just is like all original because it's not even thought of beforehand. I mean, it takes me about like 10 minutes to come up with some topics, and then like I guess another 40 to lay them all out. But I also wanted to hint, and I'm looking at my little notes there now because I'm running out of things to talk about. But the King of the Hill, reboot's going to be awesome. Again, we know some basic things about the storyline. And I also think that the new Wicked, the movie Wicked, and I said it like a week ago when I seen the preview, but the movie looks terrible. I think it's going to do absolute, like, bad things for the musical. The musical is great. Listen, I'm not a musical guy, all right? Like, I like musicals, but I like them in that they can stay at Broadway, and when I want to go see one, I'll go see one. In real life, IRL, there's nothing sometimes better that slaps than a good musical. Yeah, like this middle-aged millennial straight guy. Like, for real, musicals are fine. I mean, not so much in video form. I absolutely detest shows like Glee and musicals within movies. I mean, the only musical movie that I like is Scrooge. And I mean, it's ironic that I like that one, but it's a bunch of really grumpy hymns about some grumpy old guy trying to figure out how to be a better person. So, I mean, I'm cool with that, Uncle Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge. So, also was a huge fan of the DuckTales growing up. So, the Scrooge McDuck. Or, you know what? I'm just saying that, like, Wicked is going to be a terrible film adaptation of what's arguably one of the greatest musicals ever created. Dudes and ladies and gentlemen and they and them. Wicked the musical slaps, yo. Like your boomer parents and ex or uncles and aunts, like they're not lying to you. Wicked is a great musical. Just like Cats. Cats is a phenomenal musical. Seriously, I don't think people really know until they see it, right? A really good adaptation of Cats. Like legit, Cats is on point, yo. Like it doesn't do it justice. It's like me on camera. I'm an ugly looking dude on camera. I feel like the camera doesn't do me any justice. I feel like in real life, maybe I'm like a five. I'm just saying. On camera, I'm like pushing two. You feel me? Like, and this is on a scale from 1 to 50. This isn't even just 1 to 10. But no, seriously, Wicked is going to be a terrible movie. It's a great musical. Cats, the film adaptation of Cats is probably one of the worst movies ever made. And I got through about 12 minutes of that before I decided I would rather be doing anything else than watching the film adaptation of Cats the musical. Moreover, if you have never seen the Lion King musical, it's spectacular. Like you think the Lion King movie is dope, the Lion King musical is hands down way better. And for the record, complete sidebar, The Nutcracker is also a really cool musical. And I've not seen a really good film adaptation of that, however, but I've seen really good shoots of the actual ballet and the actual like performance go down and the score and stuff. It's so I mean, who doesn't know songs from the Nutcracker, even if they've never seen it? You feel me? Like the Nutcracker's dope. And that's just again another story that is remarkably akin to just being a human being. You feel me? Like Uncle Scrooge teaches you not to be greedy, and the Nutcracker teaches you about all of the things that are needed to be an accepting person, and all at the cost of some crazy battle with the Rat King, but like seriously, I love the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker. I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you for watching my show. I really appreciate it. All these random sidebars, all this kind of like, gaslighting myself, roasting myself. I hope that you guys know it's just for entertainment. You feel me? Like, I really like going with this stuff. I really am very interested in where my future is going to take me as it concerns this medium, and I look forward to being a part of your life. I really do, in this kind of a way. It's a very safe way to be a part of your life. The comments are off. This is a safe zone, and I'm just here to make you laugh. So let's go with that. Can we agree to just go with that? I mean, bye. Have a good night.